Lamar Jackson had been absent for much of the Ravens' offseason program, enough that he forfeited what was a guaranteed $750,000 workout bonus. But the thing about guaranteed bonuses, you still have to earn them when it's tied to showing up for at least 80% of the offseason workouts. The Ravens are having mandatory minicamp this week. Yesterday, Jackson was asked by reporters about the fact that he lost significant money for skipping out on OTAs, and the more important question for now of whether or not he'll get teammates together between now and the start of training camp to get extra ready for the season to come.
I never discuss my contract up here. I'm not about to start today. But, man, I'm focusing on just getting better and focusing on tomorrow. We just had a great practice. We're just trying to keep it going. And then when camp come, camp gonna come.
Have you talked at all with the receivers, the tight ends, about getting together for an off-season, for a summer break throwing session? I mean, is that something that you would like to do?
I would love to do that, you know, but some guys don't want to leave their state. They're going to have to come to South Florida. They're going to have to do it. We got to. We're trying to get to that Super Bowl, man. And for us to do that, we got to grind. We got to build chemistry.
That is a much more effusive and animated Lamar Jackson than we're used to seeing. He seems very happy and positive and really almost like he's trying too hard to be happy and positive, because we haven't seen him that outgoing in his overall demeanor behind a microphone. I don't know what it means, but I do know this. If he wants to grind and get ready for a pursuit of a Super Bowl, and he's a little miffed maybe that guys don't want to come to South Florida, he had chances in the OTAs that he didn't show up for.
Yeah,
I don't know that he's thinking about the irony of the two remarks, but you know, that's kind of the reality. There are opportunities lost by not being at those OTAs.
No, exactly right. I mean, you know, again, we didn't give Rodgers a free pass. We're not going to give Lamar Jackson a free pass. And you know me. I mean, again, I'm a huge Lamar Jackson defender. I mean, love him. Think he's a baller at quarterback, a real quarterback. Like, you know, screw all these people all the time. Oh, he's a running back playing quarterback. Like, no, the guy is the real deal. But I still don't understand the approach. I don't. You know, I mean, the first thing, $750,000, we don't want an agent to pay him 3%. And I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. We're going to let that go. And then the second part is like, hey, I love it. I love his enthusiasm and all that, and the team follows him. But yeah, like we talked about, you only have a few amount of OTAs to be there. And you could have been there working, grinding, trying to go to the Super Bowl, doing all that stuff, and he wasn't there. I just don't get that. And I don't get it, one, you know, because of all the thoughts we've talked about, being a quarterback, being a leader, being one of the highest paid employees in all of football, not being there. But this is the year where you double down. You go, wait, we were this close last year. That ain't going to happen to us again this year. Damn, I'm going to have an extra OTA. It's Lamar OTA. Like, you go in harder. You push harder, right? You don't go, well, I'm going to miss 5 OTAs now. That's just where it doesn't make sense to me. That's all I'm saying. I'm rooting for Lamar, but I don't get that. I don't get it.
And, hey, look, you know, every quarterback approaches the concept of leadership differently. We were talking earlier about what Jim Harbaugh does to prop up his quarterbacks. I don't remember many occasions where quarterback wants to get together with receivers and they say no. I don't know. Maybe it's happening. They just don't talk about it very much. But that is kind of surprising to me. Is anybody going to tell Patrick Mahomes no? Is anybody going to tell Josh Allen no? Is anybody going to tell Tom Brady no? Again, and there's a sweet spot I think you need to find as a quarterback where you're friends with the other guys that you throw the football to, but at the end of the day, when you say something, they're going to do it. They're going to listen. They're going to show up. You're not going to get pushback that they don't want to come to South Florida. They're going to be there because they're as committed as you are. And maybe it's just a byproduct of, hey, we were at OTAs and you weren't.
I don't doubt there's some of that.
South Florida?
Exactly.
Why do I have to come down there when you could have come here and you skipped all those OTA days?
I think there's probably a little of that. I think that's probably why he was so positively animated, too. He knew the questions he was about to get, and he was going to try to fight through it with positive energy and have fun, right? But, yeah, I don't know. I would expect that there's probably some of that in these guys' minds, right? And, again, it is a big ask to just go, hey, we only have this time off, right? But, hey, come to my house where I am and come hang out with me and work there, right? It's a big ask, right? I as a player, I mean, and not that I started very long or anything like that, but, again, I would never expect anybody to do that. Right, I tried to go. I was in Tampa anyways. I didn't leave. I would go home to New Jersey for a little bit. But when I would get back in Tampa, right, who's around? Who is there? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, Michael Clayton. Hey, Joey, you're at Galloway. You're in town. Hey, let's go over to the field. Let's throw some footballs. Boom. And that's how it worked, right? But, yeah, asking people to fly around the country during their last time off and do all that when they have plans, it's not easy. It's not easy. I will defend the other guys that are probably like, wait, I got a family. I got stuff scheduled. I was here at the OTAs. Why weren't you here when you were supposed to be?
I think that's what makes it harder. To lead, you have to know when to follow.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Mahomes, there's never been a story about Mahomes not being present for anything and everything. And if there has been, I forget it. And maybe it's because the results speak for themselves. But what we hear about all the time is he's down in Dallas and all the guys are down there. It's like they live down there with him. And they're constantly working out. And they're looking at guys in the draft. And Mahomes goes and works out with them. I mean, Mahomes every day is fully committed to what he's doing. That's the Brady mentality. And if you want to compete with Mahomes, this is what Brady said years ago. If you want to compete with me, you have to be willing to sign your life over to this because I have. Is it healthy? I don't know. Is it effective? Hell yes. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.